Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we have a fresh book from Kagero Publishing, and it's part of their inCombat series. It's dedicated to German medium tank Panzerkampfwagen III, so as you can see it covers versions from Aus H to Aus N, so I would say one of the main types which were used during the World War II conflict. It's written by Michal Kuciak, so we have a commercial sample here, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review, and we are going to take a look at this book and see what is actually printed inside. So first of all, packaging here is typical, and as you can see that's the first book in this inCombat series, and this book comes in a plastic bag. It's a softcover publication which is relatively thick, I would say, and heavy. So let's open it. Here on the rear we have some color profiles for two marking options, but I hope there will be more inside. So just give me a second to open it. In the meantime, let me remind you that we opened the YouTube membership, and you can join it easily by clicking the join button here. And there are three types of membership, so you will choose what you prefer, and one of them even offers the free model every month, so maybe some of you will be interested in this as well. So here is the book. Let's open it and take a look at what is included inside. So straight away we are met with these masks. They are provided for 1/35 scale. Here you can see them closer. And they're pre-cut, so they're ready to be used straight out of the book. And that's really cool actually, is that we get some small bonuses as well. It will be handy in case you would like to replicate one of the markings here. Next we go on with table of contents. So there are several chapters. As you can see, there are more than 79 pages inside, so it will be interesting to see what is actually inside. But from what I can see by the chapter division, we have a clear, I would say, segmentation by the version of the tank, so you will be able to select the type which you are most interested in and read about it straight away. So everything starts with the history, and here we have two languages, so one side is printed in English and another one is printed in Polish. We have a lot of black and white photos, as you can notice, and these shots will be handy for some diorama and weathering ideas, because as you can see these are not clean tanks from various museums. We have them from battles. They are scratched, worn, and it might be interesting to copy some of these features on your model, and doesn't matter which scale you will be building, still some of these features will be looking good on your model as well. So here we continue with more photos, and as you remember, these chapters cover different versions of the tank, but here in the middle we have a color printed profiles section which is dedicated to various markings, and as you can see it covers also different versions of this tank, which is really useful. And there is also another chapter with, or another insert, let's say, with drawings. So here we have 1/72 scale drawings. I hope there will be bigger ones. Yeah, 1/48, and that's pretty much all. But that's not an issue to scale up these drawings in order to use them with 1/35 scale in case you would need it. But I guess these smaller drawings will be more, I would say, useful, because some small models are not that up to the real subject. Here we continue with more black and white photos, and from what I can see we even have some information on the unit, I would say, composition, which is really handy in order to understand how these tanks were used and why they were separated into such divisions. In my opinion, every book about the tank should feature such information, because it gives you some background in order to understand why there were so many tanks in this or that unit, and or why they were not used in big numbers. Here we continue also with a comparison with rivals from different sites. As you can see, there is also T-34 model 1941 M3 Lee, and also the cruiser tank Crusader. So also quite an interesting chapter, because you'll be able to compare what was the main features on these tanks and which one was a bit more powerful or offered better, I would say, abilities out of the box, if we can say so. Next, here we continue with black and white photos. I can see that there are some photos with tank crew, which is also really cool because some of you and we also, including me, we prefer to build tanks with figures if it is possible. So here you get a perfect chance to see how the tank crew looked like and also copy it in your kit. Here we continue with more photos, and here we already have the external armor, and that's really interesting that it was used on these tanks as well. I mean, this is a medium tank and it's around 1940, 1941, correct me if I'm wrong. I guess this shot is from 1940 to 1943, it should be written here, so just give me a second. Yeah, it's Battle of Kursk, so as you can see 1943, and they already used external armor. So in whatever scale you would choose, still it will be interesting to copy this picture, because there are not that many tanks of that, I would say, era, of that period, which were using the external armor. It was transferred straight on the next generation, but here Germans decided to use it still on the Panzer III. Here we also have some dimensions. So what is this? Just give me a second. Yeah, it's armor arrangement on the tank. Also quite a handy feature so that you understand what thickness was used here or there. It might be also handy for big scale modelers because they usually prefer to use the plastic sheets in order to apply the various thickness here and there in order to get an even more convincing appearance. And here you get a detailed schematic view on what thickness was, for example, in the glacis plate. Again, we go on with comparison this time with various versions of this tank, so that you get a clear picture what was different on this or that type of the Panzer III. And also there is a bibliography section which contains several interesting sources, so I definitely recommend to check it as well, because you might find some interesting background information for your build, or maybe just an interesting book to read about this tank. And here we have a small ad, so 79 pages in total with all this stuff. There is no word about the price, surprisingly. So just give me a second, I will try to find it online, or maybe I will type it in the search and we will see. So it's Panzer III and it's Kagero. I guess it would be around 20-30 US dollars. Unfortunately, Google does not give me the search results, but as far as I see from the previous issues in the similar style, it was around 20-30 US dollars, so it should be quite an interesting release. And of course it is already available, so I would recommend to get it if you would like one. And of course, don't forget to write your opinion about such book here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it will help us greatly and you won't miss any new video review. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today and bye!